The Seven Little Johnstons, a reality TV show that follows a family of 7 little people with the most outlandish, crazy, controlling, abusive parents. This show is so much to take in, so let's go ahead and dive down the rabbit hole of the 7 Little Johnstons. If you guys have seen my other videos before about the 7 Little Johnsons, you guys already know the gist of the whole entire family. But for you guys that have not seen the show or seen any of my videos about them, I'm going to describe the family for you guys. So starting off, we have the mother, Amber. She is a little person just like everybody else in the rest of the family. Amber is a narcissist, very controlling and emotionally and verbally abusive to her children, especially Anna, who we'll get to later. This is in my opinion. And then next we have the father, Trent. And he kind of just follows along and does whatever Amber says. He's kind of, trying to happy wife, happy life type of thing, you know what I'm saying? But just doesn't stick up for his kids. And then next we have their oldest biological son, Jonah. He is just kind of a man-child. He's 26, still living at home, which there's nothing wrong with that in today's market. But the problem is that he moved out before, but moved back just because his mommy told him to, so it's kind of weird. And then next we have their only other biological child, their second oldest daughter, Elizabeth. And now Elizabeth is Amber Jr. Elizabeth is so rude, condescending, and she's so jealous of Anna, and she just is so full of herself. And now we're getting into their adopted kids. First off, we're going to have Anna, their oldest daughter overall, but she was adopted from Russia. And Anna's basically the black sheep of the family. She gets treated like crap compared to the rest of the family. The parents treat her so bad, while her siblings do the same things, but Anna's the one getting treated bad for it. It's insane. And then after her, we have Emma. They're their last daughter, and she is adopted from China. She is the second youngest in the family. Emma's just kind of boring, bland, kind of Anna's best friend, but also talks crap about her behind her back. And then lastly, their youngest kid and their last adopted kid, Alex. He is just kind of quiet now. He used to be really funny and sweet at the beginning of the show, but now he's just kind of boring and quiet. The show starts off innocent and sweet, and when you first start watching the show, you think, dang, I really like the show. This is interesting. Just showing them how little people go about their everyday life and showing their struggles and showing that they can do everything like a normal person can do, which is great, and that's good representation for little people. But then as the show goes on longer and longer, it gets worse and worse and worse. They still do those kind of things, but mostly now they're only focusing on drama. And basically, it's the whole entire family at the neck of Anna, the oldest adopted daughter. Especially Amber, the mother. She's the one that treats Anna the worst. And just because Amber treats Anna so bad and Amber is jealous of Anna, the rest of the family follows along with it. Trent, the dad, follows along because he doesn't want his wife mad at him and he has no backbone. And the rest of the siblings and the kids follow along and hate on Anna too and talk crap to Anna just because the mom's doing it. Let's get into the first example early on in the show that you start seeing, okay, these parents are kind of weird. They're not right. So Anna was in about 8th grade, and supposedly she spray painted her name on the side of the school, which is a terrible thing to do. But supposedly she said that she's not the one that did it, and she was basically swearing she did not do it. But obviously her parents aren't going to believe her anyways. And for the punishment, at the beginning of the show, you think this family's kind of sweet, cool, and like super fun to watch. But then you start thinking, whoa, after the punishment they give her. The punishment, they take away her clothes, almost all of her clothes.
How is Anna doing since her punishment for something that had happened at school? Anna was suspended for a day. We got a call today from the principal, and Anna admitted to spray painting her name on the side of the school. We have never received a phone call from an administrator, ever. It's very disappointing. No cell phone, no computer. We're taking away all the clothes. You'll have 5 pairs of pants, 5 t-shirts, 1 jacket, and a pair of tennis shoes. She's pretty much still grounded.
And this punishment's going on for weeks, I'm pretty sure. So basically just has to wear the same clothes constantly, just rewashing them a bunch. I just think it's weird to take away clothes. I can understand taking away electronics, video games, or somebody's hobby when they get in trouble kind of, but taking away clothes, a human necessity, and only leaving them literally like no clothes left at all is just so weird. And when I first saw that in the show, I was like, okay, that's weird for a parent to do that. But I kind of looked past it a little bit because it's the first thing that happened in this show. And I know a lot of other people watching the show look past it too. But little did we all know, it's going to get a lot worse. As the show keeps going on, you start realizing how much of the black sheep Anna is of the whole entire family. Like, they treat her so different. Even when she's not in trouble or she's not doing anything, everybody's laughing and making jokes with each other, and Anna tries to make a joke or something and everybody just shames her, or everybody gets on to her, or the producers or anybody like that ask, oh, who's the worst, and everybody's saying Anna. Like, they all just gang up on her and treat her like crap. And I feel so bad for her because she was a young child her whole entire life going through this, her siblings and her mom and basically her dad too, treating her like crap. That is something terrible for a child to go through. And you just start noticing this happening constantly throughout the show. Like, the other kids will do something and Anna will do the same thing, but Anna's the one who gets in trouble for it, and it doesn't matter that the other kids do it. And you start noticing that a lot, and that starts becoming the downfall of the TV show. Let's go into an example of a time Anna got in trouble for something stupid. So Anna was about an 18-year-old adult, and they go to an LPA conference every single year, and it's basically a conference for a bunch of little people to meet up and hang out and everything. I think it's for like a week long or something like that, and the city and state changes every year or something, but they go to it every year. And Anna, mind you, is an 18-year-old adult at this time, and they can basically do kind of what they want, but they have to check in with the parents and be in the hotel room and everything. So they all have a hotel room together, and Anna supposedly later on in the night snuck out and went to one of her friends' rooms without telling the parents, even though she's an 18-year-old adult. And the parents found out about it, and they were so mad at her. And Anna later came on TikTok, and I believe it was actually on one of my TikToks, commented and said that she went to go drink with some of her friends. But Amber and Trent got so angry at her for this, to the point where she was going to get her license, and they would not get her a car over this. They said they're not buying her a car, even though they buy every other kid a car, and that they're not letting her get her license for a while, even though every other kid gets to get their license on time.
Anna, decided to go into someone's hotel room without ever letting us know. And made some poor choices. What has made Anna do so great for a year is the fact that Trent and I removed her from situations that she hadn't been doing so great in for such a long time. Unfortunately, we go to a conference where there's a lot of people and a lot of excitement, and this is proof that Anna still has trouble being able to handle all of that.
And here's the funny thing about this, and this is why it's so ironic, and I bring this up, because about 3 years after that incident happened, they go to the LPA conference again. But this time, Alex and Emma, the two youngest kids, are only like 16 or 17, and guess what? They're there for the whole week. Emma and Alex get to do anything they want. Don't even have to share a hotel room with the parents. Don't have to let the parents know where they are at all. All they have to do to satisfy the parents is just meet up with the parents at the end of the week. But Anna goes and does one thing one night when she's an adult, basically, and she gets in trouble. But Emma and Alex, when they're like 16, 17, not yet adults, get to do whatever they want for the whole week, and they don't have to meet up with the parents until the end of the week. But Anna had to check in every single night and be in there by a certain time. That's just weird. That's just showing right there that you're applying different things to different kids. You're basically making rules a lot stricter for Anna compared to the other kids. That's weird. You never do that as being a parent. That's terrible parenting 101 right there. Oh, it's obviously not just Anna that gets treated bad, but she definitely gets treated the worst. Let's go to their oldest son, Jonah. Jonah is kind of like a man-child, like I said. He's like 26 years old. I mean, he's not doing too bad. He has himself a good job and everything. But let's go back to when he was about 23 years old. He moved out of his parents' house and he was renting a house with one of his friends, which is fine. He's a 23-year-old adult and he had his own place. And he decided to try something called Delta 8, which is like a substitute for marijuana. And it's legal in a lot of states. And it's very weak compared to actual marijuana. And Jonah ended up doing it for the first time and he freaked out on it, so he called his dad and he was basically crying to his dad about it, which I can understand. You freak out on it, you call your parents and everything, but his parents are super controlling and they get real crazy about stuff. Even though he's a 23-year-old adult, he called them freaking out. They came and picked him up and they made a huge scene out of it, to the point where they sat him down and basically told him he has to move back home. He has to get out of his apartment, even though he's a 23-year-old adult, and move back home with mommy and daddy.
Amber and I made the decision to have Jonah move back home because things were not going well for him. Jonah was not living a responsible life. He was not being productive.
And we've got to get it, get a handle of it and get it fixed.
And he actually listened. He moved back home. And also, he has to go through therapy, and they end up making him go through therapy for like a whole year over this one little incident and something very weak and minor. But I don't know, I thought that was kind of weird, making him go through therapy and moving back home when he's a 23-year-old adult over something that's basically legal. It's so weird to me. And then also, he was dating a girl named Ashley at this time. He's still dating her till this day, and she's also 23. The parents wanted to find out more about the Delta 8 incident, so they went through Jonah's phone when he was 23, went through his phone and basically went through all of his texts. And his texts with his adult girlfriend they went through too, which is so weird, going through your adult son's phone and going through his text with his adult girlfriend. That's just weird as hell. To see if she knew about the Delta 8, which she didn't. But in one of the texts, she called Amber a C word or something like the C word, and she was talking bad about Amber, and that made Amber really mad, but Amber didn't want to say that. So next time Ashley came down, they all had a little meeting at the parents' house. They were sitting there eating breakfast together, having a meeting, and basically Amber and Trent were saying that, basically only Amber was saying that it's just not going to work, basically. Just saying it's not going to work between Jonah and Ashley, trying to make them break up when they're literally both adults. So weird.
When the incident went down and we were trying to get answers and figure out what's going on, we became really nosy parents. We took Jonah's phone. We read messages between you guys.
The fact that they went through his phone, it kind of scared me. In that moment, I was like trying to retrace back to like, okay, did I say something wrong? Did I offend? One little thing could trigger anything.
If it happened normally, I would be really upset if my parents were to look through my phone. But given the circumstances with Delta 8, they definitely had a say-so in going through my phone at that time.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
And it's just not going to work.
And you start noticing the hypocrisy of the parents when you see how they treat Elizabeth, their golden child by far, compared to how they treat Anna or even the rest of the kids. Elizabeth, oh my, she's the golden child out of everybody. Elizabeth, when she was 20 years old, went and got pregnant with her boyfriend Bryce when they were not married and they don't have a place together or anything. And I don't think there's really anything wrong with that, but this family is super strict, and one of their biggest rules is they do not want their kids getting pregnant when they're young, and they do not want their kids getting pregnant until they're married, and they don't even want them living with each other until they're married. And so these parents, you would expect them to be super mad about this, which they were really mad about this, but they got over that.
Elizabeth and Bryce and Trent and I met for brunch, and Elizabeth, basically shared that her and Bryce were expecting.
We were sat back and we were surprised. And then Elizabeth told us that she was 21 weeks along. And that was the biggest impact for us, that she had waited that long. And that's where all the concern started.
Which it's good that they got over it, because I think it's kind of weird being mad at your daughter when she's already an adult for getting pregnant and stuff. But hey, some people have their own beliefs and everything, but they did end up getting over it. And what they did was they bought Elizabeth a brand new car when she's a 20-year-old adult, a brand new car. They told her to move back home with them so they could help take care of the kid and everything, and move her boyfriend in with them too. And Elizabeth gets all of this, and they basically acted like nothing happened when she does something that they're super against. But Anna does the smallest little thing, and they stop talking to her, and they can't stand her, and they all outcast her like she's the black sheep. Elizabeth can never do no wrong in this family. Elizabeth talks back. She thinks she's better than everybody. She's jealous, and she, like I said, she talks back to the parents, but that doesn't matter. Whenever Anna's talked back, she's gotten in huge trouble. Whenever Elizabeth's done it, nothing's happened. Or like I just said, whenever Elizabeth has done something that the parents are super, super against, they act like nothing happened, and they buy her a brand new car and let her move back home for free and basically help her take care of her kid, which is a good thing. But if you're super against it, why are you going to do that? But your other daughter does something that's not wrong at all, and you treat her like crap for it. It's so weird. But yeah, those are some things that happened in the show, as it started out really sweet, funny, innocent, and then it went all the way up to 10, basically. Crazy, controlling, abusive parents, in my opinion. It got really crazy really fast. But now to present day, Anna is not speaking to the rest of her family, including all of her siblings and her mom and dad. She's not speaking to them at all, and she's let this be known on social media. And I've made TikToks and everything. Anna's commented on them. Anna's messaged me, and she's told me about the stuff basically in the comments, and she's confirmed stuff for people. But she's not talking to the family at all anymore. They stopped talking. And the big reason that we saw why they stopped talking this latest season of the show, even though the season's over with now, the last episode, it seemed to be because Anna did not want to take graduation pictures for college with her family. She wanted to take them by herself, kind of. So she took them by herself with one of her friends, and the family found out about it, and they got super mad at her for it. How are you going to get mad at her for that? She's a grown-ass adult. Leave her alone. And then she also borrowed Jonah's cap and gown from graduation from high school. She borrowed that from Jonah, and they got mad at her about that too because she didn't ask to borrow it. But Anna let it be known that they usually borrow anything from each other, and they don't even have to ask. They just bring it back, and there's never a problem with that. But since Anna did it, it's a huge problem, and it's so bad that Anna did this. And now, from what we've known so far in the show, this is the reason that her and her family have not spoken to each other for over a year, and there's so much shade getting thrown online at each other over something that small is crazy. That just shows how badly they treat Anna compared to the rest of the kids. The rest of the kids do some crazy stuff, but Anna does something that's barely bad, and she's a black sheep who cannot get talked to for over a year and get treated like crap. It's insane. I haven't talked much about Emma in this. Emma is kind of a little boring, you know. She just graduated high school, I believe. She's maybe around 19 years old now. But Emma in the show has always been kind of Anna's best friend growing up, and Emma's always been kind of funny and quiet. Emma's always been cool in the show. But as time went on and the show kept having more seasons and seasons and seasons, you started seeing how Emma was. She was starting to kind of act like Amber a little bit. She's supposed to be Anna's best friend, and Anna really trusts Emma. But Emma goes behind Anna on TikTok live and talks crap about Anna and airs Anna's relationship business out on TikTok live, basically saying, oh yeah, Anna's boyfriend cheated on her, and then also saying Anna's never really been a sister to her. And then also Emma threw shade at Anna by posting all of the women she knew in her life for National Women's Day. Every single woman you could think of, basically, and she didn't post Anna, throwing shade at her. And sometimes it's off and on. You'll see online Anna and Emma are best friends again, and then they're not. And I feel bad for Anna because it seems like she falls for this. She thinks Emma's her best friend and that Emma's there for her all the time. But then you see Emma turn around and talk crap about her. That really means Anna has nobody from her family that she can really rely on or trust, and that's just super sad. The last person we haven't really talked about is Alex. He's the youngest kid overall, and he was the last kid that they adopted from South Korea. Alex is kind of boring now, but at the beginning of the show, Alex was basically the best character. He was a crybaby, and you'd cry about everything, but he would run around and be funny and say funny jokes and be super entertaining, and he would always be having fun with anything that they were doing. And he was like the best character to watch at the beginning of the first couple seasons. He was so great, but then it seemed like he kind of got hushed down some. Like all of that excitement he had and energy he had just kind of died down. Like everybody in his family was telling him to stop acting like that, and he just got really boring and quiet as he got older. And as more seasons came, he just got super quiet and kind of fell into the background, and he wasn't a main character as much in the show anymore, and they didn't show much about him anymore. But now basically what's going on with Alex is he has a girlfriend named Allie. She's also a little person. She lives in Ohio. The 7 little Johnsons live in Georgia, so it's a long distance relationship. They have a cute little relationship. They've been together for I think like 3 years, and Alex just graduated high school. I believe he's about the same age as Emma, around 19. But you'll see the relationship on the show sometimes, and it's super awkward and sweet, kind of. I mean, you'll see them doing FaceTimes with each other, and Allie not knowing what to say. She's super awkward and scared because there's a camera in her face through the FaceTime. And same with Alex. They're just really like innocent kids and their first serious relationship. That's kind of Alex's storyline in the show now. Basically, him and his girlfriend and finding out when they're going to see each other and what Alex is going to do, basically. Now you guys can see some of the examples I've showed of how bad they treat Anna, and even how controlling they are to their other kids. And like I said, how Anna's like the black sheep. I know this video was all over the place. I just kind of said whatever I wanted to and talked about whatever I wanted to about the show, just to kind of let you guys know some of these things. Some of these things I've talked about in other videos, but I went more in depth on some of them, and I just wanted to show you guys how this family really is. And it's pretty crazy when I'm posting stuff like this, and 99% of people are agreeing because they can see it too. It's so sad. And Anna, we're all on your side. They need to give Anna her own show. Everybody's been saying this. Hopefully everything goes good for Anna, and I appreciate you guys for watching. I know it was all over the place, like I said, but if you guys liked it, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'd really appreciate it. Comment down below and let me know your guys' thoughts on this video. If you guys want more or any more video ideas you have for me, just leave them down below in the comments. I appreciate you guys watching so much. Peace out.